It's me, Jacqueline, again, here with another Grow video. I want to talk to you about ancestral spirits. I just left from visiting my dad. We had a very nice conversation, but he's trying to figure out how in the world did I get personalized license plates without ordering them. I'm going to tell you how I get everything in my life that I want without, with just a acts, a prayer. And how you do that is how you live your life. How is your heart? Is your heart warm? Do you have a cold heart? Are you hateful? Are you unforgiving? Do you have conniving ways? Are you living a life of lies, of dishonesty? Are you faithful to your spouse or your significant other? How are you treating your children? Look at yourself, your life. How are your checks and balances? Is your life in order with God? And how you get your life in order to God is you begin with yourself. Think about this. My father and I had a conversation about pyramids. My dad went to visit where the pyramids in Egypt, where the pyramids are. And he tells the story of how amazed that they are that the pyramids, how amazed they are that the pyramids were created. Okay, and so how my dad explained it, he said that how they come up with it, it was done by magic. Now these pyramid bricks are weigh a ton. They weigh a lot, and if back in those days physically impossible, to move these type of bricks. Took a lot of manpower. What I'm trying to tell you is, through a life of living in honor to God, you have power, you have wisdom, you have the power to do anything in your life and achieve anything that you want in your life through your mind, through God, through the power that He gives us, through our mind. We're able to move anything. We're able to do anything. If you're truly a believer and you live your life in accordance to His will and according to the plans that He has for us, because He says in His word, "For I know the plans that I have for you, thoughts of good and not of evil, to give you an expected end." An expected end is what you hope for in your life. It's what you have suffered for, what you have persevered for, and what your character develops. So therefore, you have to make sure that your life is the way it's supposed to be. And you can look in the mirror at yourself and know that you lived the best day that you possibly could. You did the best for others that you possibly could. You did the best for yourself that you possibly could. And when you do that, and when you can look at God and say, "I live my life for you. This is for your purpose, for your will in my life. What you have, your will in my life is my will." When you live for God, He give you the desires of your heart, whatever they are. God will see to it, and no one will stand in the way of it. It doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter what this government does. It doesn't matter what Uncle Joe said. It don't matter what anybody says. If God has something lined up and planned for you, you are going to receive it. Okay, I want to think about, when you think about, and there's several examples, but think about this example for a minute. Think about this African king who was studying to show African Americans lives as a beautiful example to the world, who lived to do that, to show African Americans in a positive light. And think about this king who was beginning his journey and wasn't quite able to make it because he didn't have the finances to do it. And think about how he thought, "I sure would like to go to Oxford," and yes, he said something to one person who put a plan in motion, because no matter what God has for you, no one can stand in the way of that. Whether finances, job, vehicle, anything, no matter what God has planned for you, nobody can step in the way of that. So therefore, God had planned for this African king to live out legends while he was here on this earth. And that's exactly what he did. He used his life for purpose, to live out legends, to bring these people to life and tell their stories in a positive light, you know. And so when we live our life in purpose to God, we become that purpose. So I'm living my life in honor to God, and I have become the purpose that God wants me to be. And that purpose is to lift you up and to lift up our African American community and use my gifts as tools to help you become closer in your walk with God. So as the African king that I'm speaking of is Chadwick Boseman. He brought these images to life. He spoke of a time and a land that, although fictional, we know what that is. So we have to remember, as these people come, these incredible legends, because and ancestral spirits, ancestors who come into our life and leave out of our life, we have to remember that they were here for a purpose, and they were here to give us purpose and show us our purpose. You have many that were here, and even though we all get tired, we get tired in this battle. We get tired of this daily battle that we're in every day. We are in a constant battle every day, and we get tired. You know, you get tired of marching. I heard Dr. King's grandbaby say, "I thought we were done with that," you know, but we got to keep on. You know, I get tired of talking and trying to make people see that by shooting a man in the back or kneeling on somebody's neck or making them understand the concept of oppression. You get tired of explaining yourself over and over again. You get a headache. But you have to keep on with the fight. You know, you have to keep on. And even the times that we tired, you know, we get mad, we get tired, we human, you know, but we have to remember to incorporate love. Remember to incorporate love as you are doing your purpose, and keep on. Because I'm gonna tell you, they said Chadwick Boseman knew that he was going to make it. He knew he was going to make it up until a week before he died. And so I'm like, well, if he knew that he was going to make it, how did he? Because he's a king, he's an ancestor, and he knew he was an ancestor. He knew that. And I'm like, if he knew that he was going to make it, how does those two coincide? That the legend and his purpose? Because the reason why he knew he was going to make it, because if he didn't know that he was going to make it, he wouldn't have made it. He wouldn't have brought the Black Panther to life. He wouldn't have brought Jackie Robinson to life. He wouldn't have brought James Brown to life, and these wonderful, incredible stories that he told us when he was here, because he would have allowed it to defeat him, the battle. And even though he went on to God's army, don't think that the battle defeated him, because the battle has not defeated him. His legend and his purpose live on. They live on within us. They live on within our children, our grandchildren, and the roles that we have to do in life. So I want you to continue on in your purpose and your role in life. Remember his legend. Remember the legends that came before us. Remember the legends and the ancestors whose shoulders we stand on today, who are smiling down on us, who are working the magic right now. Because these ancestors, believe it or not, our ancestors have ancestral gifts. And their gifts, just like we have gifts that God gives us, their gifts are used to help us in life, to make things better for us. So keep in mind as you're living your daily life that you want to live in honor to God and your ancestors, because they're watching. So continue to grow, continue to reach your greatness. Continue to keep in mind about oppression and how we need to break the cycle of oppression within our communities, within ourselves, within each other. I love you. Let's continue to grow. Peace.